So we both are mom artists who are taking care of a kid. So I have a 3-year-old son, and then the Kelley are raising a 4-year-old girl and a 2-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
So it must be really challenging to make some room for the work while you are taking care of 2 girls, especially under this pandemic situation, because you can at least send them to daycare or ask somebody to take care of your children. So what is your the key to manage your time for both work and parenting?
No biggie. I think when you're working from home and you have young kids, you have to get used to working in small chunks of time.
Mm-mm.
Like, we would all like an uninterrupted 2 or 3 hours to just focus, but it's just probably not going to happen unless you have a really dedicated babysitter or daycare or something. If you're trying to work around a nap schedule or something like that, then you might only have 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and it's not ideal, but you will get used to working like that if you give it a chance. That's one of the benefits of becoming a mom artist, is that you can learn to focus very quickly, and you'll actually become very productive in those short amounts of time because you have to. You are just become focused like a laser beam when you have that time, because that's the only time you have and you got to get it done. And so I see sometimes people online complaining like, oh, I just wasted an hour scrolling on social media and now it's late. I guess I need to do my artwork. But I don't really have that problem very much anymore because I only have this much time. I'm not going to spend it on Twitter or Instagram. I got to get my work done in that much time. And so parenting will train you to become more focused and efficient.
Yeah, I 100% agree that we will get better at using the small chunk of the times when we are under that situation, like an emergency. We are under the emergency. We will learn how to just use up just 5 minutes and 10 minutes every day. So probably I'm spending more time on social media than you, but my tip for getting into the work immediately is that I rarely turn off my machine. I always turn my machine with Photoshop and then the reference, the documents on it, so that I can immediately start my work without spending time for the setup. So I rarely change my work setup. I never change my brush setting or just be prepared for your like a sudden the free time so that you can just immediately start your work.
That's the biggest thing that takes getting used to, is you just take the time when you can. If someone says, hey, I'll take your kid to the grocery store so you can work, you're just like, you go to the computer and you start drawing, even if it's only 20 minutes. Then you just take it. And if you get 20 minutes 3 times a day, that's an hour. That's an hour of work, and you can get a surprising amount of work done in an hour. So even though I'm only working about 20 hours a week, I'm kind of surprised by how much I can get done.
Yeah.
I think my workflow is very streamlined now and very reliable, so I can work very quickly. Yeah, the last year has been extremely difficult, for sure. Well, I work part-time. I'm not working 40 hours a week. I think right now I'm working about 20 hours a week on average, about 2 hours a day. So I'm lucky that my husband also works from home, and so he's able to watch the kids while I work. And sometimes if they're both taking a nap, then I can work at that time as well. But it's a struggle to get even those 2 hours a day. When my daughters were babies, I worked while they were napping, which was also about 2 to 3 hours a day. And then sometimes I would work after they go to bed at night.
So your strategy was to reduce your work time, so you can take care of your children at home for a longer time. Yes, similar to me. So during the pandemic, so I'm sending my son to daycare since last May. But before then, I took care of my son at home while I'm working as a full-time for more than a year. And it was very difficult time, to be honest. So during the pandemic, I woke up around 7 o'clock so that I can start my work a little bit earlier. So my husband took care of my son during the morning while I'm working. And then in the afternoon, we just changed our part. So I finished my day work at 4 o'clock and then started to take care of my son. So basically, I worked entire day from 7 to 10 at night because I have to do my day work and then also I have to take care of my child. But it was even possible because my son tends to take a nap very well. So they gave us some time to do work and then also do the parenting. That was manageable because my son was very supportive. But if I had like more than one kid, or if my either company or my kid wasn't that supportive, then it would be impossible to go through the time. And and also I'm a human being. I cannot just spend the entire my day for work only. I need some time for myself. So I started to wake up even earlier than my work time so that I can have my own time. So I started to use Notion, which is a program to manage my time schedule. So I manage my daily task, like I'm going to write a script for YouTube this morning, and then I'm going to finish this the personal work at the end of this week. So I create the task in Notion and then put some time in my daily schedule. So about 30 minutes every day so that I can achieve something for myself. I have a schedule like every hour from morning to night. Even I have a schedule for washing myself or feeding myself so that I can just have all control of my life. But anyway, if you really need to go through something, then you will have a power to go through.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it too early.
Oh, thunder.
Oh, and I have another things. So the main key to go through the busy time is having really good relationship with your partner. So my schedule was only possible because my husband and then my son and then everything around me was very supportive. And I set up that environment before I get married because I expecting that raising a child and then working as an artist will be really challenging. So I even talked about that before I started to date with my husband.
Wow. You're ahead of the game on me. That's good advice. I wish I could go back and tell my younger self to do that. Just consider the more realistic things before you get married with someone. Yeah, just having a good relationship with your partner and then lower your expectation for yourself too. So biggest struggle when I had a baby was that I couldn't achieve things as much as I wanted to do. So I think I had a really great fear that I wouldn't be able to continue my art career. Even I kept continuing a study group right after I delivered my boy. I know it's really crazy, but I put my the baby crib on my desk, and then I was painting next to his crib while he's sleeping. And then just pushing me hard gave me a lot of a physical pain at the time. Because I couldn't sleep very well, and then I just worked so hard. So I constantly get really weird symptom, like a coughing for 2 weeks. So after some time, I realized that this is the time that I have to reduce some
expectation level for myself. So I stopped working late and then just wait around about the 1 or 2 years until I retrieve my physical health. And yeah, I think after 3 years, I got much better. And then I could, I can just start this YouTube channel. And also I could start this on my personal project now. But I think we need to accept that we cannot achieve things like the other artists who are not parenting, which is, I think this is really difficult part for artist mom.
Yeah. I think the baby years, or the first year is very, very hard. And the first month is very, very hard. And yeah, I also was going through it when my first daughter was a newborn. I was like, I miss drawing and I'm afraid I'm never gonna get back to it. But yeah, I wish I could have gone back and told myself, just relax. It does get easier as the kids get older. I mean, it's true, my oldest is only 4, so I only have limited experience, but I think it does get easier. I think lowering your expectations for yourself in the first few years, that you might have to work less, that you might not be able to create much personal work or be able to do side projects for a while. And like, I would like to be working more than I am now, but it's okay because I know that eventually it will come back. Eventually my kids will be old enough to be in school, and then I'll get some time back and they'll be sleeping through the night every night. And so I'll hopefully have some energy back. And so this is just temporary. And I think knowing that can help make it less painful. Yeah, and also finding a good model around you will give you some energy and then good perspective about your future career. So after having a kid and then became a mother, I started to look for a similar person online. So I found like 2 female artists who were working as a concept artist and also having like multiple kids, more than 1 kid. So I contact them, which is unusual for me. I contact a stranger and then ask them some advice to be a mom artist and keeping a good career. Just seeing there are some people in the industry who are having a similar situation as me gave me a lot of hope and energy. So I think finding some good role model will be really helpful. Once you become an artist parent, you will notice all the other artist parents out there. Really? I think so, yeah. If you're on social media, you'll be like, oh, they have kids too, just like me. That's true. So thank you so much, Kelley, for joining my video today and then sharing your experience as a freelance illustrator and also mom artist. You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
오늘 이 영상이 마음에 드셨다면은
구독, 좋아요, 알람
눌러주세요.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye.